Today, I will explain a narcissistic dynamic where a female narcissist friend exploits you to create an interesting reality for herself while gradually adopting your character traits. Throughout this relationship, you believe you're taking care of her because she seems to need constant help and support. However, the reality is far more manipulative. She is using you as a worker, and in her mind, you are a slave, and she is the master. By creating all these things, she becomes enriched with your work, ideas, and creations, all for free. She poses as your support when you don't even need it, and it burdens you further. You allow it to avoid making her feel bad about herself, as though she adds something to the table. In truth, her contributions are neither helpful nor beneficial, leaving you exhausted and eroded while she remains sweet and lovely to outsiders. You are her reality creation worker, and unknowingly to you, your character traits, destiny, karma, and even skills get transferred to her and hers to you. It's an exchange. She gets your riches, and you get her burdens. A reality creator is someone who essentially designs and manages the narcissist's life. This person feels like a fixer, coach, or teacher, constantly planning the narcissist's trips, events, and social interactions, and offering guidance on how to present themselves, what to wear, how to speak, and how to act in various situations. The reality creator provides status, protection, and structure, all while investing their time, energy, and resources into shaping the narcissist's world. The narcissist, in turn, submits to this dynamic for the benefits, but in their mind, they see it as a way to manipulate the reality creator into doing everything for them for free. They view the reality creator as naive and foolish, tricked into serving their needs. When the reality creator eventually tries to leave or withdraw, the narcissist devalues them, turning the reality creator into the abuser in the narrative. This is made to seem true because, over time, the relationship has eroded the reality creator's sense of self. The smear campaign and anger directed at the reality creator are framed as righteous, with the narcissist portraying themselves as the real victim. In truth, it's the narcissist's manipulations and emotional toll that have led to the reality creator's breakdown, and what others see in the reality creator often matches the image the narcissist has carefully crafted, one of exhaustion, confusion, and self-doubt. This dynamic creates a toxic cycle, where the narcissist thrives and continues to evolve at the expense of the reality creator, who is left depleted, devalued, and manipulated into believing they were the one at fault. When you meet a helpless female narcissist friend, her initial demeanor often depends on whether she already has another major reality creator in her life. If she does, she may appear kind and agreeable. If she doesn't, she's more likely to be abrasive or aggressive. Typically, she has more than one secondary reality creator, such as siblings, distant friends, or even other narcissists. Mutual exploitation with secondary reality creators. These secondary reality creators, her siblings, friends, or acquaintances, might seem to use her, and you may feel compelled to defend her from their demands or manipulation. However, their relationships are mutually beneficial. She mirrors their achievements, uses their stories to enhance her own image, and maintains a victim or martyr status. Her narratives often highlight how much she endures at their hands, gaining sympathy and deflecting attention from her own behavior. This victim persona becomes a diversion, making her appear too good while subtly manipulating others. Becoming the primary reality creator. If she identifies you as a strong reality creator, you become her primary focus. This shift often coincides with her devaluing a previous primary reality creator. If she didn't have one when you met, she was likely in the devaluation phase of her previous reality creator, a phase marked by cruelty, aggression, and smearing. At that time, you naturally sided with her, as you only saw her version of events. Without realizing it, you might have played a role in the devaluation of her previous target. These women often live vicariously through others, particularly sisters or close female friends. Once she establishes you as her primary reality creator, she steps back and expects you to build a life for her, offering little or no contribution. This enables her to project an image of being relaxed and kind to outsiders while draining you. Exploitation and gradual erosion. She chose you because you had the most exciting life or talents among her circle, which offered her the best status with minimal effort. You, on the other hand, keep trying to help her become more independent, hoping for a more equal relationship. But the more effort you invest, the more she takes, leaving you increasingly exhausted. Despite your efforts, she never reciprocates. Examples of manipulative techniques. Feigning helplessness, she hints at insecurities, like not knowing how to talk to men, prompting you to coach her. Strategic compliments with undermining, she might express jealousy over your abilities, such as dancing, leading you to diminish yourself to avoid overshadowing her. Mirroring and trait theft, over time, she adopts your behavior, style, and even appearance, e.g., hair color. As you erode, she gradually embodies the traits that once defined you. Discard and smear campaign. When your ability to create her reality diminishes either because you're too exhausted or she no longer benefits from you, she discards you. To protect her image, she initiates a smear campaign, painting you as the abuser. This tactic, known as preemptive defense, shifts focus away from her role in your erosion. During the friendship, your exhaustion likely caused behaviors that could be misconstrued. For instance, forced charisma, you overcompensated for her lack of engagement by creating a lively atmosphere, making it seem like you dominated conversations. Overbearing behavior, you planned all activities because she contributed no ideas, which outsiders might interpret as controlling. These behaviors, driven by her neglect and manipulation, now serve as evidence of your supposed toxicity. She quickly recruits mutual friends to support her narrative, creating a biased social circle that views you through her lens. Gaslighting and isolation. You feel like you're walking on eggshells around mutual acquaintances. Her narrative primes them with false pattern recognition, so they interpret your actions as confirmation of her story. This dynamic, a combination of gaslighting and triangulation, isolates you and amplifies your exhaustion. Even if these friends don't deeply care, their passive acceptance of her version of events deepens your sense of betrayal. The painful aftermath. Eventually, the emotional toll becomes unbearable, and you distance yourself from her and anyone connected to her. This exit leaves her free to perpetuate her version of events. The betrayal is devastating because rewritten history, everything you did for her is reframed as self-serving or abusive. Stolen identity, she now embodies the traits you've lost, leaving you a shell of your former self. Despite the years you invested in the friendship, she consistently eroded you through neglect and manipulation. You were like a parent feeding a cuckoo chick, only to watch it destroy everything else in your life, other friendships, interests, and even your sense of self. Recognizing the signs and breaking free. Breaking free from this dynamic requires rebuilding trust in yourself. Start by identifying the specific ways you ignored your instincts or compromised your values. Write them down and acknowledge them without judgment. Then, focus on actionable steps such as establishing firm boundaries, say no to situations that drain you and set limits on how much energy you give to others. Rebuild self-trust by celebrating small decisions that honor your well-being. Consider professional help, like therapy, and embrace solitude and self-reflection as essential tools. Spending time alone and working through the story without external interpretations allows you to connect deeply with your true self and intuition. Reflect on your strengths and rediscover activities that make you feel empowered and independent. The biggest mistake in this dynamic was breaking your boundaries. Early on, your intuition likely signaled that this friendship was becoming unhealthy. However, societal narratives, through movies and cultural norms, glamorize toxic friendships as deep bonds, causing you to doubt yourself. By ignoring those initial red flags, you allowed her to exploit your loyalty and kindness. Breaking free from this dynamic requires rebuilding boundaries, trust your instincts and prioritize your well-being over maintaining toxic relationships. Self-validation, recognize your worth without seeking approval from others, especially those who exploit you. Support networks, seek relationships with people who respect and reciprocate your energy. While the betrayal is painful, it offers an opportunity to rediscover yourself and prevent similar dynamics in the future. Understanding the manipulative techniques she used empowers you to heal and regain control over your life.